Hi, welcome to the session of ECU Hardware Tester, that is Electronics Control Unit Tester. Electronics Control Unit is very essential unit and important unit in any vehicle, which is actually collect all the data and stores and interact with the external diagnostic devices. So the functionality of those ECU is very important, and reliability of such ECUs are very essential for onboard diagnostic. To ensure the proper functionality of the device of ECU and its reliability, there are a lot of hardware testers available in the market. So the ECU hardware tester is a tool designed to test and validate the functionality and performance of ECU in a vehicle. So mostly those ECU units are tested before deploying into the vehicle. The key functionality of ECU hardware testers are ECU simulation. The first type of testing is the tester simulate various input to the ECU, such as different type of sensor data, communications with other ECU, and vehicle condition. So various scenario of data are simulated and given as input to the ECU under these ECU simulations, and the response of those simulated data from the ECUs are monitored and analyzed for the proper functionality of the ECU and proper handling of such a dynamic scenario. So this type of simulated input testing is critical for validating ECU responses under different scenario and ensure that the ECU will perform well in the actual deployed vehicle. Real-time data monitoring. So the ECU tester can able to monitor all the signals coming from the ECU unit, and it can able to compare them with the expected value. So any ECU unit for the given input simulated data, there are expected outcome. So those outcomes are compared with the actual outcome of the ECU unit, and any abnormal behavior of the ECU units are identified under this real-time data monitoring with simulated signal data. Fault injection and diagnosis. Some advanced testing hardware units are able to introduce simulated faults like short circuiting, incorrect voltage, and missing signals, etc., to the ECU unit, and we can verify the behavior of the ECU unit such a faulty condition, such a failure scenario. This ensures the reliability of the ECU unit. Signal analysis. The tester can read and analyze all the signal sent to the ECU unit and coming as output from the ECU unit, including the CAN bus signal, LIN and flex ray communication signal, or any other protocol signal, and thereby it can ensure the proper functionality of the ECU unit. Automated testing capability. Some advanced ECU tester can run a predefined automated test script. It is software program to test various scenario and ensure the consistency and repeatability of the testing. So the testing what you are carrying out and the test outcome should be consistent and repeatability things. So this consistent repeatability can be ensured by automated testing by means of a software script. So this consistent repeatability is very crucial for validating firmware updates, diagnostic intermediate faults, and firmware compliance with automotive standard, and to confirm the compliance of the functionality with the automotive standard. Example ECU hardware testers. So few examples of markedly available hardware testers are discussed here. D space is the first testing hardware. It is widely used as hardware in loop tester of ECU unit and allowing real time simulation and testing. So you can make real time simulation and testing of ECU unit. Vector can OE. It is another versatile tool for testing ECUs that support CAN, LIN, Flex, Ray, and Ethernet protocol. It offers both real-time monitoring and automated testing capability by means of software script. National Instruments offer wide type of and variety of PXI platform system combined with lab use software for custom ECU testing and allows deep analysis of ECU performance. ETA's LabCare is another ECU hardware tester which support hardware in-loop testing that integrate multiple communication protocol and sensor simulation for ECU testing. Types of ECU testing. So using those hardware tools, what type of testing we can employ? Functional testing, trust testing, durability testing, communication testing. These are the different type of testing will carry out on the ECU before deploying into actual vehicle system. Functional testing is used to verify basic operation of the ECU, whether the basic operation are intact and it is going on well or not. Trust testing is to simulate extreme condition of the vehicle or load condition of the vehicle and test the ECU unit whether it is able to handle such a stress condition or a very stress scenario or faulty scenario. Durability testing is for ensure the reliability over the time, the lifespan of that ECU unit. For that, we continuously running the ECU unit on the timeline to access the reliability over the time. Communication testing is used to ensure the ECU can correctly communicate with other system by standard protocol of CAN, LIN, or FlexRay. Benefit of using ECU tester. So why we need a hardware tester for ECU? The first benefit is fault detection. We can able to identify and fix the fault of ECU units before they are deployed into vehicle. And second one, the performance optimization. So that ensure the ECU meet the performance standard specified by the various condition. So just functionality, mere functionality is not enough. We have to ensure that the performance of ECU units meets the standard requirement under various conditions. That we can ensure using this hardware ECU tester. And standard compliance. The ECU meets the industry standard or not. That we can test by means of this hardware tester. Firmware updates. While updating the firmware on the ECU unit, we should ensure the updated software will not introduce any new problem. Such type of testing and reliability testing can be done by means of this hardware tester.